Hey everyone, welcome into Warp Factor 10, our show about everything Star Trek here on the Arena Productions. I'm your host Expat along with my co-host Burley, and this is it, Season 3, Episode 10, the season finale of Star Trek Lower Decks. Yeah, the stars at night. So how you doing, Burley?
I'm doing good. Ready to talk about this. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm tired though. Lots of content stuff we've been doing here, so
Oh
it's
yeah.
finally starting to slow down a little bit now. I mean, we got this the season finale. We had our season finale of House of the Dragon, and a week before that we had the Rings of Power season finale. So yeah, yeah. Having fun doing all this stuff, but yeah, it was busy for a while, but it's starting to slow down a little bit now. But yeah, let's get into Lower Decks. But before we get into the juxt of the episode, I just want to let everybody know, here's our Beckett Mariner spoiler alert. So there will be spoilers throughout this episode of our breakdown of Season 3, Episode 10 of Star Trek Lower Decks. So if you have not watched the episode, please go and watch it and then come back and enjoy our video, because there will be spoilers throughout this video. Okay, so that is your spoiler warning. So Burley, let's get into it. So obviously in the episode we have, of course, Boimler, Tendi, and Rutherford here. They're talking about a little bit about what happened in the last episode with Mariner being dismissed and all. And then it's funny how Boimler, he starts doing his impersonations, and he starts to do his impersonation of Shax, and then he comes in the room because he wants to have his his phaser worked on and everything. But yeah, he catches him in the act. What did you think of that?
I love that. And it's just like Boiler's like, no, I didn't mean it.
Yeah. And it's funny how it's like when Shax is leaving, he's like tearing up and crying and everything. It's funny.
Poor Shax.
Yeah, it's funny. But anyway, then we get to the starbase, obviously, and of course Captain Freeman is surrounded by a bunch of admirals here, and good old Admiral Buenamigo is sitting next to her there, and it seems like the admirals have agreed with Buenamigo and the fact that the California class is just basically obsolete. And when it comes to the second contact missions, it seems like they're going to change over to the Alito class, or the Texas class, I should say, and the Alito from the last episode. What did you think of this meeting?
This meeting does show something in continuity with other Star Trek shows, that admirals are a dick in Starfleet. Like the admiral from... If you watch the original series movies, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, Admiral Cartwright. Yeah, I remember that.
I couldn't remember his name.
He's a traitor. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny. And then of course, in the Next Generation, you have some, I think it's like Admiral Nechayev, I think it was. I didn't like her very much either.
No.
There were a lot of
and there was that the one that does come on the Enterprise that acts like a dick, but it's all to get everyone to hate him to get the peace signed. When Picard's off the station, he's doing it with Riker and I can't remember the other character, but that was a good one. Yeah. But anyhow, I do like this scene, and she's just fighting for her crew and all that, and saying, "No, my crew. Yeah, it was a bad kind of situation, but you got to trust in my crew. I know my crew, and they're good." And she's like, "I'm willing," and she gets that moment of, "I'm willing to bet on it."
Yeah,
and that's how she's like, "Okay, let's try this again. If my crew's in tip-top shape, we can't lose."
Yeah. But then, of course, Buenamigo, he's, obviously he's the villain in this episode, and, we find out he's the big villain, and he's been trying to set up the California class for failure. And in the previous episodes, obviously, when they had the attack with the Breen, it's basically he was setting up the Cerritos for failure, So, I mean, he's the architect of this Texas class, and he wants this to go through. But then, of course, Captain Freeman comes up with let's have a race, like a second contact type of race, and we'll see, which the California class or the Texas class is worthy of, being able to do these missions and all. And so they go on this mission, and the California class loses. But what's interesting about it is that Tendi, on one of the planets, as they're racing from planet to planet to planet, she makes the right decision about, hey, there might be microorganisms here that we have to, take into account and all. Whereas the Alito and the Texas class just boom, 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 boom. They didn't even, the AI didn't even consider that. And Freeman brings it up at the end, even though Buenamigo's Texas class is won, still it's, they didn't take that into account. And so, she should have been the victor. What'd you think of that?
I really did like that. And it's just showing you, as good as AI could be, it can never be, you can't replace it for a human.
Yeah.
Because of them just sitting, as you see, the ship is just like boom, boom. We're just gonna drop this, drop that.
Right. And I love how this episode, as we're gonna see later, of course, Rutherford. We get the kind of the, when it comes to what was going on with who messed with his head, when they put the implants in. We kind of get some finality on that in this episode, in a sense, because basically it was Buenamigo who, of course, was in charge, it seems, in the process of wiping his memory and putting the implants into his head. And part of the coding and everything for the Alito and the AI was from Rutherford's brain. What do you think of that?
I like that we finally got some stuff here, paying off from earlier in the season, going back to this plot point. I really did like it. And I've tried looking up. I can't confirm or deny it, but the voice for the AI does sound like Pedro Pascal. I was like, really? He's in this too? Did you not tell?
I didn't notice that. That would be cool if it was.
Yeah, like I've tried looking up, but I can't find if it was true or not.
Yeah.
Who did the voice? But I did like that. This whole they're figuring out, and it's like, oh my god, my recovered memory.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting and about Buenamigo's name, of course, Buenamigo means, friend, my friend, right? But his first name is Les. You are Les, my friend. Mm-hmm. So basically in this episode, it's interesting how Freeman basically feels betrayed by Buenamigo, as she kind of felt like Mariner felt in the previous episode, betrayed by her mother by sending her off. And of course, we get kind of an Indy Jones-like sequence here. Of course, Mariner's like, she's got the idol and everything, kind of like from the first Indy Jones film. And you got the Ferengi chasing her and, blasting at her and everything with phasers and stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool. She's just swinging around and just, escaping them. What do you think?
And taunting them. I was just waiting for the line of, "It belongs in a museum."
Yeah. Thought we were gonna get that, but anyway. So we get, of course, Mariner on board with Petra, and they have the idol there. It looks like a little Klingon idol. It's pretty cool there. But Mariner starts to wonder, who's funding all of this? Where's the money coming from? To support all this. And so she starts to dig and everything, and then Petra comes in there, and they get into a little argument, and basically Petra tells her it's Picard. Picard is the one who's funding all of this. She's like, really? And but Mariner's having second thoughts, and it's like, she wants to go back to Starfleet, it seems, and Petra's kind of, just shocked in a sense that, you just left them.
Yeah. You just got thrown out. You're looking for the excuse to get out of this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. And it was a
Yeah.
nice thing of, you're like, they're setting it up as like, oh, who is this benefactor?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, you knew she was going to search, and for it to pay off that it was Picard, and it's like, oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how Mariner's like telling her, I want to be a part of something that stands for the greater good. And that really pissed off Petra. And it's like, what archaeology, isn't, you
Yeah.
know, it's not a part of the greater good, but
You got one of
yeah.
the best captains of Starfleet funding this. So yeah, this
Yeah,
isn't for the greater good.
exactly. Yeah. So, but so anyway, yeah, then obviously there's the battle between, of course, the Cerritos and the Alito, and then of course obviously you get three more of these Texas class ships, and they're kind of like the Defiant in a sense, when it comes to their battle capabilities and all, just way overpowering the Cerritos. And the Cerritos is again just about to be destroyed when obviously Mariner, she knows what's going on, and of course she basically tells Petra, of course, we got to go help. And then obviously at the end there, just before the Cerritos is about to be destroyed, the whole California class of starships come in, to aid and assist, as well as Mariner and Petra. And it's interesting, all the names of the California classes, like, the Vallejo and all those, the names of all the California cities. Actually, I'm from San Francisco, originally. So, I mean, it was cool to hear all those, city names and all in California and everything. That was pretty cool. So, but yeah, and those ships were almost literally destroyed the space station there. So what'd you think of all that, Burley?
I love that when the ship turns and you get this battle.
Yeah.
And Mariner comes in and she's like, what are you doing here? You're not going to be enough to help. She's like, oh, I know, my ship ain't going to do nothing. That's why I called this ship and this, and
yeah,
14 other ships join in with all different United States names. And I know you were just like, I could just picture you when you were watching this being like,
oh, the cities, the California cities, cities. So it's like, because like Vallejo is really close to San Francisco, and actually, the voice actress of Mariner, she's originally from I'm trying to remember, Vacaville, I think Vacaville, I think, is where she's originally from. So which is close to San Francisco as well, out a little bit, more in the countryside, but still, it was cool to hear that. So all those names of the cities and everything, it was pretty cool. So anyway, of course, the Cerritos is all damaged up and all, but of course they come out victorious and all, and they go back to the station. And, they have a celebration and all, and Mariner comes back and she hugs her mom and everything, and everything seems like it's gonna be hunky-dory, and she's gonna rejoin Starfleet, and her mother's saying, so you want to be a captain someday? And Mariner's like, I don't know about that, let's just take it one step at a time. And another character, which is interesting, who came back too, actually from, I think it was in season 2. She's the Vulcan, kind of a Vulcan misfit in a sense. She's actually going to be joining Tendi now, in the officer training when it comes to science officer training. And so they're going to be partners come season 4. So that's going to be cool. So her name is T'Lyn. So T'Lyn is joining the crew for the Vulcan girl for season 4. So that's going to be cool. Yeah. And obviously, Rutherford now knows about Buenamigo being the one that was in charge of the implants and all. But what's interesting is in the mid credit scene here, actually this is a different image, but we get Badgey. of course, at the end there. So Badgey, the AI, is that Rutherford had basically programmed and all. He's coming back. He's out there. So I mean, it looks like season 4 is basically going to be like an AI uprising, so to speak, because we had obviously Peanut Hamper, and the other AIs and the kind of like the AI prison, so to speak. But they're going to break out. They're going to break out. So what did you think of that, Burley?
Oh, yeah. To go back just a little.
Mm-hmm.
The AIs, that I can't wait to see. Hopefully we get some interesting characters with all the different AIs they have. As we saw in that room, there were like thousands of them, so it'll be interesting to see which ones get all out and what chaos and all that ensues. But you're saying with the one Vulcan, that's highly to Lynn, highly illogical. A Vulcan misfit.
Yeah, I know. But that's what it seems like, though. Yeah.
No, I really did enjoy this season and this episode and this season overall.
Yeah.
It really, I cannot wait for season 4 and see what we've got coming.
Yeah.
If the writing's on par like they did for most of this season, you know what? Keep giving more of it to me.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to be getting, next year when Star Trek Strange New World Season 2 comes back, Mariner and Boimler, the voice actors that do their characters, they're actually going to be in an episode of Strange New Worlds with Pike and Spock and them. That's going to be so fun to see that, So Tawny Newsome, as Mariner, coming on board. So I wonder how that's going to play out. And then obviously there's also rumor that animated characters of Pike and Spock and them are actually going to be in Lower Decks as well at some point. So they're going to shift them into there or something, or even have an animated series as well. But that would be really, really cool. But you know what I'd really like to see, Burley, is more adventures of Petra. Going from planet to planet and stuff, and doing the archaeological stuff, and maybe Mariner or somebody joining her, on those, and make a spin-off series of that. That would be really cool, I think. So.
Yeah. No, Petra is a character that is underused because she was really great in the first episode. We get her, and then in this one, you get her for maybe like 3 minutes, if that. And it's like, come on, I want more with this character. So I'm hoping either you get a spin-off, which I doubt, or we get more of this character in season 4, because you never know, they could do a love triangle thing where Mariner's girlfriend checks her out. Who knows?
Depending. And of course, Petra, she used to be in Starfleet herself too. So, it'll be interesting. And then, of course, Mariner going back under Ransom's wing again. That'll be interesting to see how that relationship develops between the two of them, and how she continues to grow. We shall see in that, and in Boimler, becoming more bold, I guess, in season 4. We shall see. But and he still doesn't know, obviously, that his twin, his Doppler twin from the transporter, is now a part of Section 31. He still thinks, Boimler still thinks his Doppler twin is dead. So that'll be interesting to see if they, go back to that a little bit in season 4. But,
I'm sure they will with the whole AIs uprising.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. Is there going to be a big AI uprising in season 4? What do you think the character developments are going to be like for season 4 moving forward? Are you excited for Mariner and Boimler to be in human form for Strange New Worlds season 2 for one episode in that? I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to see that. So, we'll probably be getting season 4 in 2023. Usually it comes out in the late summer. So obviously we will be covering season 4 for you when it comes. And of course, the next Warp Factor 10 show that'll be coming your way will be Picard, the final season of that, which is coming in early 2023. And then, of course, when Strange New Worlds comes out, we will be covering that, obviously, as well. So we're looking forward to bringing you more stuff here on Warp Factor 10, our show about Star Trek here on the Arena Productions. So be sure, of course, if you're new to the channel, to hit that like and subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new episode of Warp Factor 10, as well as all of our other shows here on the Arena Productions. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley. We hope to catch you in the next episode of Warp Factor 10, as well as all of our other content. Okay, so take care, everyone. Peace out.
Live long and prosper.